Hello everyone, I welcome you to a course on digital electronics. In this video lecture, we will see the introductory part to this course. Digital electronics is a field of electronics which involves the study of digital signals and the engineering of devices that are used to produce them. Digital electronics is a branch of electronics which deals with the digital format of data and codes. So the main objective of the course is to introduce digital fundamentals, Boolean algebra and its application in digital systems, to make you familiar with the design of various combinational circuits, to analyze and design various synchronous and asynchronous sequential circuits, to explain the various semiconductor memories and related technologies, to elaborate the electronic circuits involved in making of logic gates. Today we live in a society where we see a lot of electronics around us. So all of us carry at least one mobile phone. Many of us are having smartwatches and lot other gadgets. So even when you drive a car, every modern car today has a lot of electronics built into it. There are a lot of sensors which senses some real-time data like the engine speed, level of oil and acceleration, and accordingly take some decision. So digital systems, they play a prominent role in our day-to-day life. Digital systems are used in communication, business transactions, traffic control, space guidance, medical treatment, weather monitoring, the internet and many other commercial, industrial and scientific enterprises. Any electronic system can be classified into two types. One is analog system, the other one is digital system. Analog systems, they process analog signals. Digital system, they process digital signals. So first we will see what an analog signal and what a digital signal is. Analog signal, any signal which varies continuously with time, we say it to be analog signal. All naturally occurring signals are analog in nature. For example, a voice signal, a video signal is analog in nature, an image is analog in nature. So all the naturally occurring signals are analog in nature. Digital signal. Digital signal is a signal that is being used to represent a data as a sequence of discrete values. At any given time, it can take only one of the finite number of values. It can take only 0 or 1. Analog circuit. Analog circuit is a type of electronic circuit which processes analog data using analog components. The same way, digital circuit is a type of electronic circuit that is predominantly built using digital electronic components to process digital signals. So there are many advantages in going from analog to digital. So because all the naturally occurring signals are analog in nature, we need a conversion. We need to make it to digital. So we have to make analog signal to digital signal. So why we are moving to digital signal? Digital systems. There are many advantages in moving to digital system. First one is ease of programmability. The digital system can be used for different applications by simply changing the program without any additional changes in hardware. The same digital system can be used for many applications just by changing the program in it without any additional change in hardware. Next advantage is the reduction in cost of the hardware. The cost of hardware gets reduced by use of digital components, and this is possible because of the advance in the IC technology. With ICs, the number of components that can be placed in a given area of silicon are increased with a help which helps in cost reduction. Next advantage is it is having high speed. Digital processing of data ensures high speed of operation, which is possible due to advances in digital signal processing. And digital systems have high reliability. So they are highly reliable because of the use of error detection and error correction codes. So and your digital systems are easy to design. So the design of the digital system which requires use of Boolean algebra and other digital techniques are easier when compared to analog systems. That is why we move from an analog system to digital systems. So we need to convert an analog signal to a digital signal to process it in a digital system. So now coming to the various topics which we are going to deal in this course. The first unit, digital fundamentals. So as a part of this course, the first thing we shall be talking about is the number systems. How do we represent numbers in computers? How do we manipulate these numbers? Next we shall be seeing how this number manipulation can be realized by using some basic circuits called the logic gates. Also we will be talking about some formalism. How do we minimize this circuits? How to logically optimize these circuits. So many digital systems, so that we will be dealing about in the first unit. So we have to reduce the circuits. Engineers use many methods to minimize logical redundancy in order to reduce the circuit complexity. Reduced complexity reduces the component count and also the potential errors, and therefore reduces the cost. So logic redundancy can be achieved by various methods, by using Boolean theorems, so which we will deal in unit 1, by using Karnaugh map, and by using Quine-Mikkelsky's method. So we'll see all the digital fundamentals in unit 1. Next, unit 2 deals with combinational circuits. So we shall be talking about the design of both combinational and sequential circuits. So combinational circuits are based on the principle that when you apply some input, you immediately get some output, which is only a function of the input which we have applied. So we'll be dealing with various combinational circuits here in unit 2. Next is unit 3. So here we'll be seeing in unit 3 and unit 4 we'll be dealing up with sequential circuits. So sequential circuit, even if we apply an input, the output will not only depend on the applied input but also on the past history of the system. So we'll be dealing about both synchronous and asynchronous systems here. So here a combinational circuit and a sequential circuit which will have a memory. So asynchronous systems. So we'll be dealing with both with synchronous and asynchronous systems. So asynchronous system, most digital logic which we have used previously before 2014 is only synchronous, because it is easier to create and verify synchronous design. However, asynchronous logic has an advantage of its speed, not being constrained by an arbitrary clock. Instead, it runs at the maximum speed of the logic gates. Building an asynchronous system with faster parts makes the circuit faster. So we will be dealing both with the synchronous and asynchronous systems here in this unit. Next is unit 5, memory devices and digital integrated circuits. So we will be dealing here with finite state machines and also field programmable gate arrays. FPGA is one of the primary technology for implementing digital circuit nowadays. This has replaced most of the implementation in discrete logic such as 16-pin package, TTL or CMOS gates. It has also replaced many ASIC circuits that the industry used to design. FPGAs proved to be much lower risk and much easier to design as compared to other approaches. So this is the syllabus. Next, the course outcome. So it is important for you to know at this stage what you will be expected to learn. That is the learning outcome. Learning outcomes specify what you should be able to do as a result of taking this module. So at the end of the course, you will be able to use digital electronics in present contemporary world. You will be able to design various combinational circuits. You will be able to analyze, design synchronous and asynchronous sequential circuits. You will be able to use the semiconductor memories and related technology. So the reference books are Digital Design by Maurice Mano and Michael, Digital Circuits and Design by Sally Wagner and Ari Wagner. Thank you for watching this video.